Why is planning important? So from coming out of architecture, which is more about the micro level of design and even the tiniest details of how two materials might come together, planners operate on a completely different level, which is more macro, and they're very considerate of the bigger social issues at hand and some of the forces of change that are acting on the community. And another thing that's really important is that planners are really great at identifying people and what they're good at, and then combining these people in one room and trying to pump out a solution to some of these bigger issues. Some of those issues are obviously wicked problems, as you would call them, and just like desegregation, affordable housing, smart growth, and many, many, many more. One reason why I personally think planning is really important is that without planning and policy and different codes, you can't have placemaking. And placemaking is really at the heart of where I want to go in life, and hopefully professionally and through grad school. It's really where I want to make a difference. Placemaking is defined as the process through which we collectively shape our public realm to maximize shared value, rooted in community-based participation. Placemaking involves the planning, design, management, and programming of public spaces. More than just creating better urban design of public spaces, placemaking facilitates creative patterns of activities and connections that define a place and support its ongoing evolution. So, obviously, mentioned without planning, you are going to have places like Newberry Street in Boston, which I started with Boston, and I'm going to end with it because it's my favorite city, and I go there every year, and I love it so much. But this is Newberry Street, and without planning, for the sidewalk easements, you wouldn't have this spillage onto the street with all of these patios and room for restaurants to have chairs and umbrellas, and also even trees that provide shade and, a sense of repetition, and also protection from the cars parked and going along the street. And then even from the street level, and you go across the building heights, if these were all one story, it'd feel completely different. The sense of enclosure would be different. The amount of density and the ability to live in these apartments or have a restaurant or a store or something would be different, and you wouldn't have maybe as many people walking along the street. But since you have planning, urban design, and architecture, and probably even other disciplines coming together, you end up with this great street where people want to be, and it's really a place that I look to as defining a sense of place and streetscape. And so, obviously, planning happens from the micro level, from that streetscape in Newberry in Boston to the overall city of Boston, where you have the Boston Commons, the public park, and the different series of neighborhoods, because obviously planning happens at a neighborhood scale, which is what I'm really, really interested in. And you end up with some great cities if you have great planning. So the two are inseparable, and I really look forward to exploring more how planning can apply to this process with placemaking, and hopefully I'll come up with some pretty awesome solutions.